All right. So
Well,
resting.
don't put him in your little stream. Don't put him in your stream.
What's that? What's up?
Things you still have on the map.
Oh, they bother you? Back to the back. There we go. The things are in the back now. All right. So resting for the night. You rise bright and early for the next day. Ready to get on the road again.
On the road again.
On the road again.
And hopefully there will be no shanking, stabbing, or shenanigans.
Do you know who I am?
I don't shank or stab. I bite and blow fire.
I bite and grab.
Bite and blow.
That's the way
Alright,
she likes
so
All I'm hearing is tons of fun, but you know.
so we're walking, right?
Yes.
Okay. We're
Does
walking.
anybody want a breakfast?
Do I want a breakfast?
Breakfast, yes.
I don't have anybody to cook it.
Actually,
Actually, what are you going to cook for us today?
Yeah, he's on his deathbed, remember? Is he still woken up or what? I mean...
He's
make 'em.
like, he's like, hold on, I can do it.
roll it.
That's 10 for a 10.
All right, edible food.
Edible is debatable, because some of us like a little unedible.
He made yours raw, depending on what it was. So, breakfast is had. It's not completely burnt. Cough, cough, Elrond. Otherwise, we're ready to go.
Alright, so
What?
Tom steps... I'm gonna go to the bathroom. I will be right back.
Okay.
We'll go ahead and wait for him to get back. That's all good.
Okay. IRS. Department of Oh, maybe not. Interesting. $1040X? What the fuck is that?
I'll 1040x you. Don't know what it means, so.
Do
Okay,
I
I'm
ever
back.
have to fill out a 1040X?
I have no clue what it is.
Yeah, no
It's
idea.
a disability form.
Well, I might have done that, but it's probably called something else here.
Oh, okay.
I can look it up.
What are we
No,
looking
don't worry
up?
about it. At 1040X. Don't worry about it. I'll figure it out after stream.
We don't have weird names like that for shit like that, so yeah.
Yeah, all y'all shit's simple. It's like, hey, you owe money. Okay.
Pretty much, yeah.
How many different types of forms do we have?
Only
Wait.
time when it's not simple is when the state owes you money.
Hmm.
And they're gonna like withhold the money and like, oh well, you know, there's a fucking case time of like 8 to I don't know 12 weeks kind of thing bullshit going on.
All right, so we're walking for the day now.
Yeah.
All right. Switch on back. And we make it for the next couple days without much going on. I presume you guys take the road?
Yes.
Taking the road over the next couple days, you all manage to heal up completely without any trouble. So everybody's back to full HP.
I've been at full.
Well, sure, Mister. I make my dodges.
At least you had that going for him. Ooh.
And on the fourth day, you reach a mill.
My curiosity strikes me, and I go towards the mill.
Okay. Outside, you find an old man, and he's whittling at a piece of wood.
Does he have a shape yet?
No, it's not quite shaped. It kind of looks like it's got a wing forming, though. Are you in human form?
I mean, yeah, I did perform first aid.
I'm just making sure you're still in human.
Yep.
Okay.
In a sling.
Yep.
One eye.
Well, you're fully healed, so you don't need the sling.
Yeah,
He
we're
did
all
say
full-
fully healed, so your eye is fine.
The eye's not fine, unfortunately.
Okay, so I don't look like I'm a hobo, and I walk up to him.
Okay. I mean, when was the last time y'all got
Opinion, I guess.
y'all bathed?
When we jumped in
Sometime.
the water?
Touche. All right, so
Golly.
I
Don't confuse
know.
children. She jumped in the water and she shook herself dry. Come on, she's fine. I just rolled around in
Okay.
the dirt and got clean. Polished my shells. Or my shells. My
Like,
shush.
Scales.
got a lot of shells
Yes. Scales. I am not inebriated or tired, I swear.
Yo,
are you
okay.
sure you're not a turtle? Fire-breathing turtle.
The flies.
That flies.
Do you exist?
Fire-breathing turtle exists?
Yeah.
That
Well,
flies?
not in real life, but you know.
Guys, guys.
Okay.
In the world
Girls.
of GURPS and D&D, yes.
Okay.
Alright,
Distracting.
so what's up?
All
I
right,
can't
so
take really full credit for this, but Bowser?
Yep.
Bowser. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good touche.
And in the world of Super Mario, apparently.
Okay, so the man looks up at you and says, "Who else is with her, by the way, real quick?"
Alicia, do I go with you?
Oh, so the dwarf is next to me.
The
That's your own fruition.
If they're going, then I'll go. Just because all of us stick.
Miller's just hanging out in the back.
Miller's just he disappeared. Remember?
Miller's sleeping dead in the boat.
You need to drag him to shore. He's like, "Well, let's just leave him 3 days behind us."
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Alright, so all three of them are next to me.
Okay, he looks up and says, "What is this? A dragon, a dwarf, and a human?"
I'm an elf.
Sounds like the start of a
No, it's a unicorn, an elf, and
I'm just kidding. I'm not an elf. I'm a druid. But I look like I'm human.
Yeah, he wouldn't know.
Yeah.
the pigeon.
And
I don't actually tell him that.
He has his feet kicked up onto a box and he's kind of leaning back against the wall, whittling away, and he says, "What can I do for you today?"
we require food and shelter.
Food and
If you
shelter.
may give us such.
Well, tell you what, give me an influence roll.
Me?
Yeah.
Fuck!
And how would you like to influence him?
Drops closed. Let's go.
Wait,
Oh
let's see it on
boy.
stream. Come on.
God.
Hold on a second. Since you asked me, can I re-roll that?
Yeah.
Okay.
You can go for sex appeal if you want. Wait, are we really doing that?
So
Years old.
Okay, go ahead and tell us what you do.
She don't care.
okay. So basically, I kind of shrug one of my shoulder pieces of clothing off, and then I look down, and then I remember that my forearm was broken, and I kind of grab it a bit. I look up at him, and then say with the biggest puppy eyes ever, "We require food and shelter."
I reach into
Okay.
Dom's head and I say, it probably would have worked better to act like his daughter than someone who wanted to jump his bones.
I didn't drop my clothes.
Just a shoulder figure.
I just said this in your head and your head
Shoulder.
alone.
Yeah, and through my head, that's what I've said.
And I say, for now.
Just because it's happened every session except this one doesn't mean it's gonna happen.
Yet.
Exactly.
Okay. So he looks up and says, "Well, I suppose you can stay here in the attic tonight. Perhaps my daughter can cook some food for you."
Boom. See? Boom. Already has a fucking daughter.
Yeah, so it
So-
probably would have
Only
worked
one
better
daughter.
to go as his daughter.
Can I ask your names,
Like a
though?
long lost daughter from a past relationship.
Fast talk. Which passes. I tell him that my name is Victoria.
I don't have a name, I just say quiet.
Quiet. Well, Victoria, you're welcome to stay here for a night. However, any more than that, I'd only ask that you work for your time. My name is Wilhelm.
Willie.
Willie Helm. W-I-L-L-Y space H-E-L-M. That is awesome.
Willilhem. Yep.
William. My name is William.
Helm.
Okay.
Wilhelm. Yep.
Oh my bad. Helm.
His Willie has a helmet. Alright. So we stay in more than a night. Willie Helm the Miller. Hey, Miller!
Let me just put all the letters in there. Alright, so we're staying the night and we wake up early in the morning.
Okay.
And we kill
Early
And we kill the Miller Man.
Early in the morning, before everyone else awakes, you find that the miller is outside, talking to a figure quietly in the corner. The figure is wearing all black hood, cloak. And then
Who sees this?
Well, Dom said she wakes up first, so
my nose.
you being
My
nosy.
nose.
You knows?
Yeah, hold on. Let me see. See if my nose does it. Cute
Are you-
sense of smell.
In human form, your taste and smell is a 12.
12.
So that's good.
Oh, is it?
Mm-hmm.
That's taste and smell. So you smelling them, they smell like normal humans that haven't bathed frequently.
How do they taste?
Hearing.
Hearing, you hear them whispering amongst themselves, but because of the range, you can't quite make out what's being said. However, what you see is one of them pass an object to the other that you can't quite make out in the dark, and the other one passes back a small pouch.
I can't quite.
Who
make
passes
out
to
the
who?
dark.
Okay, so the black hooded figure passes a small item, and the miller passes a pouch.
So I don't have night vision.
Not in human form. You'd have to
Damn,
be
I'm
in
like,
half
damn,
form or
I'm like in
wolf.
like superhuman form.
You're not in half
Okay.
form.
Got it. Fuck. Alright.
Wake
what
me
you
up, cough, cough. See if I can hear anything. Cough, cough.
So are you hidden or are you just kind of standing there?
I wake up and I kind of like, well, we're in the attic, right? So he's got this window looking down now.
Yes, you're seeing this happening in like the front courtyard.
So, without showing a silhouette in the window, that's how I'm looking.
Okay. Give me a stealth roll.
Oh.
Unfortunately, the candlelight behind you kind of makes your head a silhouette.
Who the fuck lights a candle early in the morning?
The sun reflects off the sword in the background and lights
the
your
moonlight.
shadow.
Yes,
Yeah, the
something
moonlight.
reflected. Or dangled or jingled.
Yeah, sure, we'll go with that.
Alright, let me roll versus his perception.
Like you need to roll? Well, I mean, maybe.
What's your stealth?
Deal.
A 12?
11. Yeah.
Okay, so he turns around, but he doesn't seem to notice you. And he walks back inside quickly. And the black hooded figure walks off in the opposite direction before mounting a horse and riding off down the road back towards Lake Low.
Interesting. Okay. I don't
So-
do anything, but go back to sleep.
I kind of wake up at this point.
Okay.
I asked Alicia what was going on.
I already went to sleep.
Okay, we just continue.
You're like, no, I'm not dealing with this. Okay. At this point, it gets a little bit later in the morning, and the sun is risen. And the miller, Wilhelm, comes in and says, "Rise and shine. It's time for you to leave."
I've already had my bags packed. Which is practical.
Okay.
Sitting there, cold staring this guy.
Cool. Thanks for your hospitality.
I look between the two of them. I reach out to the man. No, I don't, because I have not talked to him.
Okay.
Needs
And,
anything?
We're getting kicked out.
Not so much
It's the
kicked
morning,
out.
and it's saying it's time to leave or time to get to work.
Well, I'm gonna head out and head towards the next town.
Heading towards North Ferry with us,
Yes.
or do you follow? Well, if you get, well, I guess just head along the road.
That's south.
Yeah, but he's got to follow the road or cut cross country. Doubles the time.
True.
He's heading to the bridge, then he's got to make a choice.
Well, he could go along the river.
Yeah, that's why I said he's heading to the bridge right here, and then he has to make a choice whether to go cross country, ferry, or down Dragon Reach
Okay.
or Dragon's Foot, King's Foot, whatever it's called. Wow.
Dragon's Reach.
Alright.
So,
I. Oh, God. Okay.
Here we go.
I wish fucking Elrond was here so he could do diplomacy.
I can intimidate, but that's about it.
just, what were you doing? Just scare the shit.
Actually, you know what? I asked the man. If we were to stay, how would we repay the debt? Hypothetically.
Well, I could always use someone to help me haul grain onto the barges that pass through here.
Is that all?
For now, who knows? I might need work, especially come winter. keeping the ice in the river from freezing over around here.
Interesting. We weren't followed last night, were we?
What do you mean? Why would somebody be following you? No, no. Not that
Oh,
I
I
saw,
have-
anyways.
I have several gentlemen callers.
Well, I didn't see anybody who came here to follow you.
None?
I reach out to Delisa, but he saw someone not following.
So, not following any one of my other companions, right?
No, nobody following this group. He coughs.
Detects lies.
He seems to be telling the truth, though he's not telling everything.
I feel like you're holding something back.
I give you the hospitality of my roof. I do not give you all of my secrets. I think it's time you left.
Let's just get out of here, Delisa. Head on out. Gotta go. The more time we
my
waste here, the more they may possibly catch up to us.
In my head, I tell him what happened earlier this morning. And I feel like he's not. I feel like we're getting set up.
Well, there's not really much else we can do. Even if he tells us the truth, it's already done and over with. What we can try to do is
Right.
cross the river and go cross country down to Eastwood or something. Over to Kingsfoot without going across the road, but I don't see much choice we have.
Well, then I tell Willie Helm. I apologize for the attacks and the accusation. And I appreciate the hospitality that he has given us, and we'll be on our way.
It's quite fine, my lady. I can understand paranoia is rampant in these times.
Player knowledge. What the fuck does he think he's talking about? Just because I'm a woman doesn't mean I'm hysterical.
Is that what you say in my head? Cough, cough.
Yes. Anyways, all right, we leave.
Okay. So you travel about a day when you notice that you have a strange kind of mark on your neck. Like two kind of bite marks almost.
Who the fuck touched me? I would have woke that up. Okay. And?
That's what you notice. It's about you've been walking for about 8 hours. You're almost to the end of your trek when you notice it.
Is it only on her? Is it on Jeremy? Is it on all of us? What?
Only her.
Only her. My recommendation: just put a little first aid on that. Let's keep going.
Can't drink water.
Yeah.
Do I have any other side effects?
No. No. Just two little kind of indentations.
Is she bleeding at all? Is there any pain, puffiness, coloration?
No.
Do I thirst for anything?
No, you don't thirst for anything.
Nothing you don't already thirst.
Hey now.
All right.
We continue walking. I don't see our group moving.
Me either. Our group's still way over here.
What do you mean? That's not the group. It's this one.
Oh, okay. This is just who's in the group?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is a zoomed in picture of the group.
Right there. Go. My character. That is a
Hi
very
now.
Wee. Wee. Taking advantage of your dwarf body.
So why does my health bar go further than my line?
Because it's overfilled. Because
I have 15 HP is my basic HP.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. Was that
It's an
was that my
easy fix.
period? Is that what happened?
let's just say you grew a little bit larger than you should have.
Yeah.
A lot when I'm around.
All right. So moving on. Over the next day, you reach the outskirts of a small village that borders the bridge.
Oh.
There was no village on the map.
It's so
You're like
small,
right
it's not
here.
even there.
There's an alchemy shop. Too bad we don't have anybody with us that knows how to do anything. Cough, cough. Dwarf, cough, cough.
I think we have.
I can't hear you. What?
Did I come with you guys?
Yes.
Aw.
Well, you were at the mill with us. I mean, if you wanted to come with us here now or not, we needed to know.
So I
That's
want
what-
to use my alchemy so I can make some money because I'm broke.
Okay. What do you have in mind?
Hmm. I'm gonna look for some stuff to turn into gold.
To do what now? To turn
Turn
into gold.
into gold.
Okay. That would actually be I think that's actually magic, but I could be wrong.
That's not
com-
alchemy.
I'm not super familiar with the excuse me, alchemy system. It's been a long time since I read over it. I'm sure there's a way to though.
I would think the easiest way to do it would be to try and find ingredients in the area as we're walking and sell them to the alchemist.
Instead of doing alchemy.
Yeah.
You could use herb lore to find specific ingredients that you would need that you could sell to the alchemist.
Let's try that. Let's roll for that.
Okay, go ahead and give me a roll. And what is your target number?
Probably not.
So you find about 100 gold pieces worth of ingredients that you could sell. You know their value is about 100.
Sweet.
Doesn't mean you'll get 100. Doesn't mean you won't get more. But
Gotcha.
you would place the value at.
Haggle more.
So
You could have.
can I go talk to the alchemist?
Before we go into town, though, I have a few questions.
Okay.
It says Shrine to Ilyana. Do we know who Ilyana is from local knowledge kind of stuff?
Yes, she is a water god of fishery, actually.
So it's a fishing village kind of.
Mm-hmm.
But they have no fishing. Okay.
There's a few docks.
I meant in the 1 through 10.
Oh no.
They have quite a few.
Well, it is a heavily traveled road because we're getting towards the capital.
And another, why is the tavern not on the main road?
It's a little out of the way, you know. It's quiet and hidden behind.
Yeah, in a small town like this. All right. Anyways, okay, that was. I just kind of wanted to know what Ilyana was before we went in.
It's all good.
All right, so we head into town, and he wants to head towards the
Okay. So, walking up to the alchemy shop, you open the door, and inside it's a dark room, dimly lit with candles, wax candles, and a rancid smell of burnt herbs. Is this-
Herbs.
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 It's herbs.
It's herbs with no H.
I agree with Dom on this one. Herbs.
So, behind the counter is an elderly woman, her face thin, her eyes shrunken back into her skull. She looks up at you and smiles a grisly smile as her teeth are rotting out. She says, "Hello, young man. What can I do for you, my dwarf friend?"
Bitch.
Ouch.
Can I have herbs I would like to sell? What will you give me for what I have?
He's said miss. Wait. He said.
I looked her straight in her optic spam. I laid it out.
Oh my god. So do you actually say that?
No, I say I have herbs that I would like to sell. What can you give me for what I have?
You have birds you'd like to sell? I'm sorry, I can't quite hear you, young man.
Herbs.
Herbs, you.
Herbs.
Burbs.
ERB.
Just lay him out on the thing. I tell him.
I smack it on the counter.
She seems to jump startled. Oh, herbs! Why didn't you just say so?
My apologies.
Uh,
What can I get for these?
She goes rummaging through her coin purse and says, "Here, young man, for your trouble," and lays down 20 gold.
Oh my goodness. Are there
So-
any other alchemists nearby?
So I reach out to him and I go, so how much is that actually worth? I ask.
It's 100 gold.
100 gold. Well, is there anything in here we could get to make something worth more?
Well, looking around, you see other ingredients, healing potions, and a strange potion that is labeled regeneration.
Hurt.
I ask what's in the regeneration post.
Oh, that one? I'm not even sure that works. I made that so long ago. Many years have passed since then. I'm not
Missing
even
an arm.
sure.
Oh,
Can I use my intelligence to barter for more?
Go ahead and give me a. Do you have any bartering skills like diplomacy, fast talk, savor fair, merchant, anything?
I don't.
Sex appeal if you want to go that route.
275
Yeah,
pound,
and
3-foot dwarf. I have it.
Jelly
Hey.
roll, baby.
Mhm.
You don't know what she's into.
Clearly, it's not seeing things.
I'll tell you what. Just give me an influence roll, and you want high. And okay. So we wanted to know, like what it does, or ask. Basically, you want to try to influence her to do what?
To give me more money for my herbs.
She looks at you and says, "Well, young man, I suppose I could start a good part with a bit more. How does this sound?" And she goes, scrummages through her purse and puts down 40. Well, 20 on top of the 20 that's already there.
Tell her I'll give her half of what I have for 40.
Half? Half of which one's exactly? Because I really want that blue one there.
For
For
a
the
few
blue
others.
one, I can give you 60.
60?
I'll include it if you give me 60.
On top of the half? I
Yes.
suppose. Very well, I'll give you 60. And she goes rummaging through her purse. And she lays down the coins. But the pile doesn't seem right.
So I count the coins.
They come out to 55.
Is there a skill called choke a bitch?
Yes, it's called
Oh,
Dom.
Yes, there are.
There are.
What's it called?
Chokehold. Chokehold is a Silent, you can brawling, grapple. Oh
Let's see if she's lesbian.
my god.
It is the 1600s. Anything can happen.
I mean,
Well.
I rolled a 9 to my sex appeal.
Okay, so describe what you do.
Oh god, it's gonna be gross and graphic. Alright.
That's the way we like it.
Can I set the scene?
Go ahead. Mood light and all. The candle's already dim.
Alright. Hearing everything verbatim from Eunice, because I'm not exactly into the alchemy shop. I walk in with like my robe. Well, I wanna. God, I don't have disguise though. It's okay, but imagine a very sexy leather-armed chick coming in, and then she walks in, hip swaying, and sets her ginormous boobs on the counter and says,
Very big problem.
"What?
I have
What?
a problem. I have a very
Why?
big problem.
This is the opening to a porno.
and basically, she looks at the old lady and kind of like grabs her pigtails if she has pigtails. We're just gonna say she has pigtails,
Oh my god.
and kind of like picks it up and down like a riding crop, and looks at her and says sweetly into her ears, "You see this gentleman right here? I'm pretty sure she could fucking hear this shit. Sweet nothings.
Okay.
Okay? It's sex appeal. All she sees is a pretty young lady getting all up on her. You see this gentleman right here? This short dwarf? Imagine having your way with him
Oh.
for a bit more coin. Just like good old times." And then boom, done. Maybe
And you
slip
rolled-
some tongue in there.
And
In
you
her
rolled a,
ear?
what
I
do you
rolled
roll?
a
for?
9 compared to an 11.
Oh jeez. Okay. Well.
That's one ugly bitch. I mean, special mushrooms. I like it.
I'm right there on her face.
All right. She takes one look at the dwarf and says, "Well, it's so long, and the days have been so lonely. I suppose I could part with a trinket or two in return for your company, young dwarf."
The regeneration potion. Cough, cough.
Did I say just for this time and coin? I meant the regeneration potion as well.
Oh, there's so much to have in this world that I have not yet experienced at my age. I suppose that potion has been gathering dust for quite some time.
Hot.
I do believe I could part with it.
So I do have a question though. Is the dwarf okay with this?
That's a good question. He's been silent. I haven't heard any objections.
Yeah, I haven't heard any agreeances either.
I know.
Is there a chlamydia check I can roll?
Well, you are in an alchemist shop. I'm sure you can take care of it.
Yeah. Only for 75 will I be able to do this.
All right, the deal is made. She offers you
shit.
75.
Oh shit! Graphic.
and the potion, and then we go to Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake City.
All right. So while that's going on, I assume everybody leaves.
I watch. What are you talking about?
Oh.
I mean,
Well,
I
we
kind of
ain't
want to
going
see this old lady fuck a dwarf, so
Nope.
where's the
I
dwarf
ain't pulling
fucking
up
the
that
old lady?
video.
Google it.
Old lady.
Y'all too much.
That's what she said, right?
Mm,
Hey,
you
that's
little
what you
old
get.
lady.
That's what
Little
you
old
get
lady
for
might have
passing
said
some
this.
rules.
Well, so you get 75 coin that you can spend in town or keep,
And a
For
regeneration
services.
potion.
and a regen potion.
So
for
who gets
services rendered.
what?
Well,
Or is that between the two of them?
That's between y'all.
I take the regen potion,
Give him the
and you
gold.
can have the gold.
You okay with that?
Yeah, no, he's good.
Okay.
Okay. Cool. So, yeah. On
Feels
that
kind of
note,
dirty.
you and me both.
I just have a problem.
And what's that?
Look down.
Oh
Look
God.
back up.
Oh
Nothing.
God. This is okay. So, anyways, moving on. While we're in town, is there anybody else? I mean, anything else you'd like to do?
Others I'd like. I mean, anybody need
Well,
to go to the smith or the tavern, or are we staying the night, or are we just passing through?
are we sleeping with any more of the
Or at least
people
I
in
am.
town?
Sorry,
I want to
Dom?
buy a weapon.
Buy a weapon. You have your thing back.
Yeah, you have
Actually-
your spear.
I want to make another weapon since I'm a blacksmith. I use the other shop. I use a blacksmith shop.
Number 9 would be the best.
Mhm.
Harness.
And I attempt to smith a longsword.
So you want to go talk to him first?
Sure, I can.
I'll smith your longsword.
So
tease me.
smithing a longsword is a bit of a process. It's going to take several days.
Several days. How?
Like, we'll just say 3 days. We'll speed up the process a little bit.
We're gonna have to find an inn to stay sleep in. Which will probably take your 75 gold.
Well, that depends. If he does it all himself and provides everything, it's less than.
True. What do you want to do?
So,
You gotta talk to Arnis. And talk to Arnis what you want to do, and then depending on how long it'll take, you have to go talk to the inn.
So how much would it be for this longsword?
well, Arnis looks up at you. He's a younger man wearing a black apron. He has
We're
big
not
black leather
fucking-
gloves on.
I bet that is a big black leather glove.
We're not fucking this guy. We're not fucking the entire town.
Why not?
Don't you give me that look.
Isn't the
Kiki.
orgy festival happening today?
Oh my god.
It's always an orgy fest when I'm around.
No, it wasn't Don this time.
You're not allowed to do it. They should give that option
Wait,
again.
what did she say?
She said, "Is Dom fucking everybody?"
Nope.
Of
Nope.
course she is.
Nope. Not
Is
today.
that apple juice?
It's cranberry juice.
Sorry.
Our newcomer.
He said,
Okay, so the blacksmith looks up and says, "Well then, you want to use my smithy? I suppose you can go ahead and, if you can provide your own materials, tools, or pay to rent mine and use and buy my materials." I can't hear him.
you gotta say it louder. Hold on.
How much are you charging?
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll give you the materials and the tools and the renting of every of the facilities for only 20.
Okay,
20 copper.
20 gold.
I can do that.
Okay.
I'll hand you 20.
He takes the gold and says, "Well, then the smithy is all yours. All I ask is that you don't burn the place down."
Oops, my
Nope.
bad. I'll sit outside.
Okay, so do I roll my blacksmith skill now?
Go ahead and roll it.
And question before he rolls.
Yes.
Can I assist by heating it more or any other way to make this stronger or easier to roll less?
You can assist with lighting the fire and everything else. Yeah, I'll give him +1 for his, or +2 to his roll
Okay.
with your assistance.
Alrighty.
So what's your smithy skill?
Ouch.
Maybe is 11.
Roll.
Yeah.
So 13. So on the first day, you don't make much headway with the metal ingots. They're kind of you're having difficulty shaping them in a furnace that you're not used to. So it might take an additional day to get this project done.
Yeah.
So instead of 3 days, we're probably looking at 4.
If things go.
Well, yes. I'm not going to require a roll for every single day of smith. I'm just going to say this one roll. Take 4 days. Because otherwise we end up with this.
These rolls been shit.
We're going to be here all week.
Yeah, I don't want to stay here no longer than I'm.
Well,
You have
we
to.
should have just fucked him then.
I mean, damn, you want me to fuck him again?
Again, you never
different
fucked
guy.
him to
Wait, you
begin
want me to
with.
fuck the smith?
Done it so many times you can't keep track.
Nope.
Alright then. Well, this night is quickly approaching on the first day in town.
Yeah,
anybody-
we need a place to go. They can hear me. You know
I
that,
can
right?
hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah?
Because you're a deep voice and I'm a high pitched voice.
So this doesn't pick up.
Oh, I
That's
thought it was
sexist.
just you making
Sexist.
different
No.
voices.
Well, you mean it's not all one voice?
So I
Yeah.
say the two of them. It's up to y'all if y'all get a room or not. If we get a room or if we camp out, it doesn't matter to me.
They're good. It just came off the stuff.
It's just
Can
done
we-
voice acting.
Can we can we camp out or is it dangerous?
Who are you asking?
Player knowledge GM.
You don't know the area well enough to know whether or not it's dangerous.
Area knowledge.
But given the circumstances of recent events, who knows?
Okay. But I don't want to pay for an inn.
It's up to you all.
Where's 5? 5 is right across. You know what? I want you to talk that
No.
Arnis and see if spend the night at his blacksmith.
Okay.
We are using his ship.
For
All right.
how much does he want to charge?
But we have to
Yes,
ask and find out.
Okay. Do you want to go make a diplomacy roll or anything else?
He doesn't have diplomacy.
No.
I don't have any. I thought I had influence.
You
No.
anybody can influence things. Diplomacy, sex appeal, and the other ones give
A bonus.
a bonus to
Yeah,
influencing.
that's you. That's you. The sex appeal.
All right, fine. I'll do my sex
You
appeal.
just said you weren't going to do this with him.
Hey, Arnis!
Oh boy. You find Ernest in the upper room. He's wearing only his pants.
It's hot. 11 versus 11.
Okay. He looks at you and says, "What can I do for you? Please, excuse me," as he throws on a shirt.
Oh, no, stop right there.
Ding.
I was actually wondering if, since my dwarf friend is using your fine abode, if we can, all settle up in here for the night?
All, huh?
We won't take much
Dang it,
room. The dragon can sleep by the furnace, and I could possibly sleep
MU.
next
Oh
to
wait,
you.
thank
and the
you for
dwarf
that
can
follow.
sleep
Thank you,
on a
thank
cot
you.
somewhere.
Much appreciated. How are you doing? How are you?
Unless, of course, the dwarf is your size.
Oh,
The man looks at you and says, "Well, that's a most generous offer, lady. But my wife is away on a trip.
while the wife's away, the wolf
I'm
will
not-
play.
Entirely sure it would be appropriate," he says, taking a step closer to you.
I think she can manage.
Okay.
Oh my.
All right. Well,
Just for those that can't see the rolls, he rolled a 9, I rolled an 8.
Yeah.
on that note, we found a place to stay for the night.
Excellent.
And what happens from there, we leave to the imagination.
It only cost me my sex. I mean, my soul. I mean, my body.
All of the above.
No, not her soul.
Shoot, a little piece of it every time.
Yep.
They gain back every piece of it every time.
Gain a little piece of his, maybe.
Plot
Hey.
twist, that little indenture in my neck sucks the souls out of the people that he eats. I mean, sleep next to.
I mean, God, whoa, hang on now. On that note, he allows you all to stay there for the 4 days that it takes to craft the sword.
I fucking rolled a good one.
That's what he says.
Or the night was good enough that he didn't mind you staying.
Mm. Mm.
All right, so sword is
So much for
crafted.
his wife being on trip.
Mm.
Did I get my sword?
Yeah, did
Yes,
he
you
get
have
a
your
sword?
sword.
Is it there any kind of magical bonus because the dragon fire? Come on.
Unfortunately, no, it is a normal sword. After all, the roll to make it was a little bit unfortunate.
Oh, I tried.
You did provide the bonus, otherwise it might not have been made at all. So we're good. We have a sword, we've well rested, and everybody's
Damn right.
healed.
So what happens at Pepplefin Hall?
Hmm?
What happens at Pepplefin Hall?
It's basically the mayor's house.
All right, what about 6? Pepplefin Community Hall.
That is basically a club. Not exactly a club, but a place where they go to gather for,
Or
events.
crap.
What is this building over
As you
here?
said, the orgy festival.
What's this
It's-
building over
it's-
here?
Basically stables and where they keep cattle.
Duh.
Still a few of them. I mean, ready when y'all are. All right, so dwarf, are we leaving the town?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
Tom?
Yep.
I don't know. She might want one more night with the smith.
Yeah, alright. Arnis had
Uh,
enough of this.
She doesn't spend more than a night. She spent 4 with him. Come on. All right, can we get the regular map back?
Yep.
Got a question.
Pull you all on over there.
All right,
Bye,
so from here,
Mhm.
you're right here.
Yep.
So my question to the dwarf: are you going to come with us down to Kingsfoot, or what are you doing?
I'm gonna go back to the lock.
I want to head back to hometown and see my 16 children. Lock.
All right. Well, the question is, do you want to follow the road down to Kingsfoot with us, or do you want to go through the countryside and follow the river up to North Ferry?
I'm gonna go through the countryside.
Didn't hear that.
North. I'm gonna go through the countryside and go north. Follow the river.
You're following the river? Okay. Heading west.
So you're gonna go through North Ferry to Riverwake, up towards Lumi, and across through the mountains into Lockhold.
Yes.
You're gonna have quite the adventure to tell, and you might even have another 3 kids gonna be born here.
At 74?
Well, he had another one born right there at the town from the apothecary.
Yep. So anywho,
All right, so GM.
yep.
Let's get to Kingsfoot. Get inside the gates and call it a night.
Yep.
Actually, I have a kind of a big thing planned for Kingsfoot, so I
Okay.
want to go ahead and keep that for the beginning of next session.
All right,
Okay.
so we'll just call it here then.
Cool.
Ready then, ladies, Germans, very much, Doms.
Yeah, you're welcome. I do this.
Alrighty, guys.
Who are
I
we
hope
rating?
I don't know.
Who wants points, real quick?
Yes.
Oh, I'd like points.
always the one.
Who wants 4 points?
I want more
More
than 4.
points?
Everybody gets 4.
I want 10.
Cool.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Everybody, have a good night. I hope we all had fun. And I will see you in 2 weeks.
All
Oh my
right.
god, someone take.
Bye
Someone
now.
Bye bye.
Wait, 2 weeks? Why?
That's when we play every 2 weeks.
Oh. I thought you were gonna like be gone for 2 weeks or something like that.
No, just we play
Alright, guys, we're looking for someone to raid here. Let's see, I'm trying to get with Dom. I think we're going to raid the same person. That's what we do on GURPS night. Head over there. Tell them hello. Some little love. We are hosting this, so let's head on over, and I will see y'all all there. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate everything y'all have done for me tonight. Ninjas, thank you for that sub. Thank you for that follow. The hosts, everything. See y'all there.
fucking raid.